Shark Wecap, la 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 la. This is the voice that a shark would sing in. Hi, I'm Shalia, obviously, if you're watching this. There's no way a stranger would watch this. So here's the thing. The first one last night was like Sharks of the Badlands or something. I was putting a little 5-year-old birthday boy to bed, so I don't know what happened in that episode. I missed it. Whoopsies. So from what I gathered, Andy Casagrandes, who is Mr. Shark Week, of course, was in New Zealand with a guy with like hardcore white guy dreads, and they were shark diving because that's what's always happening. So I came in like 30 minutes in, and then there were still 30 minutes left. Never figured out what was happening. An ad came on for a hepatitis medication. So I spent about 10 minutes of this episode Googling types of hepatitis. And then they ended the show. Second show of the night was The Legend of Deep Blue, who is a big, giant shark. She's a mega shark is the term they've coined for her because she's so old and big that like she needs her own species, basically. She's a great white, but she's 20 feet and like 50 years old. And she is a, get ready for it, a big female. Drink! They said it. They only said it once, which is shocking because this whole show was about big females. But drink. If you're watching, drink. God, there's a cat fight happening around me. For Legend of Deep Blue, they went to Guadalupe Island, which I didn't used to realize how cool it was. Thanks to Shark Week. I only know about it from Shark Week. But it's insanely deep drop off, like right immediately. It goes from like 100 feet to 1,000 feet in like nothing, which is absolutely terrifying and is kind of why I don't really like swimming in the ocean. But it's very cool from a boat or from your couch on the television. So little baby Jimmy's there, little baby face Jimmy, along with, I took notes, Brandon McMillan, who I wouldn't kick out of a shark cage. And they, what's wrong with me? And we've got our boy Andy Casagrandes, because literally I don't think Shark Week would exist without him. He is the whole, it's just Andy Week. So the whole mission was to try to see what was up with Deep Blue, if they could find her again, because there was a sighting that people thought maybe was her, and like they have her markings and sex scratches and everything documented. And so they can find her through that if they can get footage. So that was their mission, is to find her and see what's up. How is she? Which is thoughtful. These are nice boys. They check in on you. The plan to get Deep Blue to come to where they were was to create a feeding event. Feeding events get me out of the house, so why not a shark? So they've got their food. They got their sharks in the water. Then they've got the Snoop Dogg from Titanic, the name of the little ROV. I'm sure it's not the same ROV. I don't know how long they live or what kind of career that one has had, but it looked just like Snoop Dogg. What is it, Snoop Dogg 2 or something ridiculous? Anyway, the one with the little arms that flips the door. Let's just watch Titanic. They're doing normal stuff, they're doing dives, they're doing research, and then they found an abandoned GoPro that looked like super old that still had information on it. And I was like, what? And then I was correct to have made that noise because they had a bunch of footage on it of crazy big sharks. So cool. It is a little disappointing that it didn't turn out being like Blair Witch sharks with like one in the corner, just like waiting to be murdered. I guess that would be the diver, not them. The sharks are the witches. They find all sorts of big sharks, but they can't find Deep Blue. Very sad. Then suddenly, a whale carcass in Hawaii shows up, and there's all these massive sharks feeding on it, and it ends up on the news and stuff, and they get footage, and it's like obviously her. She's got her little chink out of her. So thanks to a big dead whale, they found Deep Blue. The last show last night was the something of Headstone Hell. Like I said, I missed a lot. Anyway, it's a little tiny island way the hell out east of Australia that has recently been like absorbed into the Australian government, and so they are changing the laws there where, okay, I'm skipping things. So they have always dumped their excess meateries, so dead cows and stuff, into the ocean so it doesn't like poison the land water because it's so small, which makes sense. And because of that, they have like a massive tiger shark population, but the tiger sharks there never attack people, ever. They've never had an incident of any kind of attack. And they're worried that if they stop feeding them, then the tiger sharks will get pissed or hungry or confused, and then they'll have an incident, and then it's dangerous to people, plus it's dangerous to the sharks because the Australian government has a history of culling when there's attacks. So this was like a super important thing. And they did present it as if it was going to be about the sharks having a taste for criminal blood because it was a criminal colony, and they made it sound like that at first. Unfortunately, no, not about eating criminals, more about big dead cows. I gotta say, as a Vegisaurus, I was not a big fan of seeing a dead cow in the water. It's just not where it goes, you know? Like a dead fish, I'm like, oh, yeah, that's where fish die. But the cow with like getting chunks out of its neck, oh, you could see its spine. I'm so sad it's cows and not criminal meat. The island, by the way, is called Norfolk Island. Not North Fork. That's where my grandpa used to live, Norfolk. I want to know if Norfolk Island offers your organic waste disposal of people. Like, can I be fed to tiger sharks as my funeral? My mom would be so pissed. Also, I'm assuming my mother will outlive me. I make terrible choices. So Riley and Andy are trying to tag as many tiger sharks as possible because they want to gather as much information as possible so they can figure out if these tigers are living there, if they're a permanent population that depends on all of the meaty goodness that's getting dumped, or if they are traveling through and just happen to see a dead cow in the water and we're like, that was nice, let's keep going. So they set a bunch of like cow debris traps basically and just tag the crap out of tigers. And by the end, they find like 45 different tiger sharks, which is so many. The population was estimated at like 7. They were like, oh yeah, I think we have like 7 sharks. No, incorrect. You have the most tiger sharks, and they're male and female, which makes this like an important location because sharks don't like intermingle. Katharine Hepburn always said that she thought maybe you should just live next door to people of the opposite sex. Tiger sharks are big Katharine Hepburn fans. She's also so mean to Meryl Streep, Katharine Hepburn. She says you can always see the wheels ticking, tick, 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 tick. Anyway, this was a very cool special with actual important like scientific and social and ramifications. Like this was like an important thing, so I loved it. And the tiger sharks are so pretty, and I want to go to this weirdo island, but I never want to ever see a dead cow in the water ever again. Thank you. All right, loyal viewers, I promised you kitties if you came back, so I'm gonna fetch some kitties. Pause, please. I'll get it. Pause. Oh.
So here's a one kitty. Here's a one. Oh, just one kitty. There's two more. I love these ones. They're the babies. They're the babies. We're fostering them. Look. Oh, kitties. Meow, 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 meow. Cat week.
This little one is a nut job, and I love it.
Yes. You remind me of my kitty.
I had a cat like this. Star, also a nut job. Gingers. And the final kitty.
Meow, meow.
Oh, good job. Watch tomorrow, more cats.